Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive. I'm bringing you guys our pregame press conference and team builder here for week 2 of the NPA. The Minnesota Vikavolts are going to be taking on Coach GalacticElliots and the Chicago Cubchoos. Both teams are 1-0. We picked up a nice win over Duncan knee deep last week, but we were about to take on probably the fiercest of drafts that I've ever seen in a tiered draft league format. I don't know how this man managed to draft a team like this, especially with 24 teams. If you really factor in what Elliott has on his squad, it is a tremendous uphill battle. In fact, I just don't understand how this draft was even allowed to have happened. I don't know why Metagross is in the league in the first place, and there's a whole lot of other issues here that we're not even going to get into. Now, obviously, I built my team, and I've done my best to prepare for Elliott's team to the best of my abilities, but let's just look at what he's got here. As you can see above my head, and you'll probably agree with me that there's no reason why this team should exist in the first place. Clefable, of course. Clefable, a very bulky fairy-type Pokemon. We have it on our GBA team. Could run unaware, could be Magic Guard. Stops our setup sweepers, making this very difficult for us. Just an absolute monster. Salamence, of course. Salamence, one of the best dragon Pokemon in the game. Has Intimidate, has Moxie, so 2 great abilities. Can Defog to remove hazards. Can also drop Draco, specially offensive, physically offensive. Can be defensive. It just does so many things. Tentacruel, very bulky, rapid spinning, water type, which is a pretty good speed stat actually as well. But hopefully he does bring that because I have some answers for that. He's got a Seismitoad. Seismitoad, very bulky water type as well. With Water Absorb, has the ability to set up Stealth Rocks and has some really cool coverage moves, knockoff and stuff like that. Pangoro, which absolutely obliterates the entirety of my team. Pangoro is it's slow, but it hits really, really hard with Mold Breaker. It can break through my Prism armor on my Necrozma and cause all sorts of havoc against my team. He's got a Gourgeist. He doesn't have the best grass Pokemon in the world, but Gourgeist is actually really good. It gives him a spin blocker and can provide him with some priority, some leech sheets, some Will-O-Wisp shenanigans. Mega Metagross should not be allowed at all. I have no idea why this was allowed in the league, but I shouldn't complain because I was not a part of the tiering process. If I was, then I would have spoken up about it. But if you guys don't know, I had Mega Metagross on my team in the UCL Season 1, and I ended up picking up like 35 kills with it in 13 games. That is not fair. It's just not fair. And actually, Mega Metagross is better now than it was before because when you Mega Evolve, you automatically get that 110 base speed. Its stats are insane. It hits incredibly hard. There's absolutely no switchness to this thing. The closest thing to a switch-in is Rotom Wash, but even that gets kind of decimated by like Grass Knot, which does get a Tough Claws boost. It shouldn't be allowed. It shouldn't be. There's nothing else to say. I mean, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. There's no reason why he should have it on his team, and it shouldn't have been in the draft pool. But obviously, he drafted it. It's nothing against Elliott, but it shouldn't have been allowed. Arcanine, very good fire type to round out his fire, water, grass, of course. Intimidate, could be Flash Fire and stuff like that. Electros, typically seen with Assault Vest, very kind of bulky, versatile, slow Volt Switcher, U-turner, with the ability to knock off Giga Drain, Flamethrower, a lot of different coverage options. Exploud, another huge wall breaker, right? Choice Specs Exploud just rips through teams. Same thing as Pangoro, right? Both those Pokemon just absolutely decimate teams, especially mine. And Kricketune. Kricketune is his last Pokemon. He originally had Ariados and dropped it for Kricketune. Kricketune provides him with a Sticky Web threat, which is pretty interesting. It also has Taunt and Knockoff and can do some things like that, but typically you're going to see Kricketune just for Sticky Webs. That's going to be its primary purpose. So looking at his team, it's not looking good, guys. It is not looking good. I spent a tremendous amount of time preparing for this matchup here, and you know, I've had a very busy week. I'm just going to be honest. This has been one of the busiest weeks I've had in the last few months, basically since Sun and Moon dropped. So I did my best, and we'll see how it goes. So first thing we're going to be bringing this week is going to be our Alolan Ninetales. We are going to be bringing that beauty. Emma Frost here, Aurora Veil, Freeze Dry, Blizzard, Moonblast. Pretty standard, like Clay, of course, to get the maximum turns of Aurora Veil. Freeze Dry does hit Seismitoad, Tentacruel, super effective. Blizzard obviously destroys Salamence. Moonblast is there for Pangoro because I have a feeling he's going to bring the Pangoro. And honestly, I need to have as many offensive responses to that as I can. This also helps, can't do anything to Metagross, just sets up Aurora Veil and then gets bopped, so have to be pretty cautious there. Our second Pokemon is going to be our Alolan Sandslash. Now, Sandslash is not the best matchup in this game at all, but I needed the Rapid Spinner because if he set up Sticky Webs against me, I basically lose, so I have to keep those webs off the field if that's a strategy Elliott wants to go with. So I went with the Alolan Sandslash here. Enough speed to outspeed a lot of things, actually. In Hail, I outspeed +1 Mence, which is nice. We outspeed Metagross and can hit it with Earthquake. We got the E-Belt there for just extra damage. Iron Head hits Clefable really hard. Icicle Crash obviously does some work. Earthquake just helps with some of the 2-hit KOs without taking away my longevity through Life Orb. I wanted to have that extra power because we're going to hit almost everything super effective anyway, but I didn't want to lose out on the health because I think it's going to be really important to be able to Rapid Spin. Our next Pokemon is going to be Eclipse here, our Necrozma. Necrozma rocking a bold nature this week, mono attacking. That's 2 weeks in a row. I brought mono non-stab attacking Necrozma, but I toyed around with a lot of different options here. Dark Pulse, Psyshock, tried some different offensive variants, but this is the set that I really like the most. Stealth Rock, Moonlight, Thunderwave, Dark Pulse. Obviously, its recovery is hindered a little bit in Hail, so that's why I'm running Light Clay instead of, as you can see, Light Clay instead of running the Icy Rock, which would have been nice to pair with Sandslash, but either way, Stealth Rock is pretty important to help whittle down things like the Salamence and the Arcanine. Moonlight for reliable recovery. I think T-Wave is going to prove to be incredibly useful. Being able to T-Wave things like potentially the Metagross or even some of the other threats like Salamence and stuff could stop him from setting up, which could be really good. And Dark Pulse has a chance to 2-hit KO Metagross after the Rocky Helmet damage, so I think Dark Pulse will be pretty decent. And Necrozma is really my only answer to that Metagross. Again, if he brings Pangoro, he can rip through a lot of my team, and that's going to be pretty scary, but I really don't have that many other options to deal with it. I kind of have to just go with the flow here. Necrozma does put in some work against the Metagross and can hopefully paralyze some things. Our next Pokemon is our Infernape. Oh yeah! Sorry for the yawn. Infernape here, Rocky Naive, Blaze, Life Orb, Hidden Power, Ice, Gunk Shot, Close Combat, Flare Blades. Had some 4-move slot syndrome on this one, guys. I really did. Obviously, I can't touch Tentacruel. I can't touch a couple different things on his team, but Gunk Shot does do a lot to Clefable. Close Combat, Flare Blitz do rip through a lot of his team as well. Close Combat helps against the Pangoro. Flare Blitz, of course, into the the Gorgeist, and having the ability to one-shot Exploud is quite nice. Hidden Power Ice obviously one-shots the Salamence, enough speed to outpace that, but we do still get outsped by the Metagross, so can't really stop that. The good news is, like, I don't have Earthquake, but we can still hit pretty hard, and I think Rafiki can definitely put some dents in his team. It's definitely designed to be a wall breaker. Fortunately, doesn't have any pivoting options, but even like Tentacruel doesn't want to take like multiple Flare Blitzes and stuff like that, so hopefully Rafiki here can put in some work. This Pokemon is very important this week. We are bringing Adept, our Dragalge here, Draco, Sludge Bomb, Shadow Ball, Substitute, Modest, Speed Crept the Clefable, so we have a lot of speed on this thing, hopefully allowing us to outspeed Clefable. But Draco just rips through his team. Shadow Ball 2-hit KOs the Metagross. Sludge Bomb obviously for Clefable and the cheeky poison chance. Excuse me. Always yawning, man. Always yawning. Always early while I record these. But yeah, man, this Dragalge with Black Sludge could be really good. I didn't feel the need to run Specs. I hate being locked into Specs. I feel like it loses so much momentum. I do like the substitute option, though, because if he does bring Arcanine or Tentacruel or even Clefable, I can sit right in front of those things. There's no way he's staying in because I bop them. I like one-shot all of them. I can set up a substitute. I don't have to predict and waste a Draco Meteor, which is nice. So for example, say like I'm in against Tentacruel, he's expecting a Draco Meteor, I could simply sub up on that Tentacruel, and then he has to switch out. He goes into Clefable or something predicting a Draco, or he goes into Metagross predicting a Draco, or whatever it may be, and then I could fire off a Shadow Ball without having lose that special attack drop, get a big hit off on that thing, and even get some Black Sludge recovery to keep the momentum going for Adept, keep him around for a little bit longer. And then last but not least, I like this set quite a bit. We've got our Meadow here, Shaman, Shea Bay, running max speed, max special attack, basically designed to speed tie with the Salamence. Dazzling Gleam does a ton to that. Earth Power helps out quite a bit. Excuse me. Got the Groundium Z Earth Power, which does OHKO Arcanine, does OHKO Metagross as well, does OHKO Tentacruel, destroys a lot of things. Seed Flare is really, really good. And I like Healing Wish too, because Healing Wish could be incredibly important. Say something like Rafiki gets really worn down, or Dragalge gets really worn down, or even Necrozma, my primary Metagross switching, gets really worn down. Healing Wish could really help that out, and obviously Dazzling Gleam helps against the Pangoro. So I needed to have a number of different things to help against that Pangoro because of how big of a threat it is, and I needed to cover a lot of other things. There's so many different things he could bring this week, which makes this even more challenging for me, but I do have some options. I have some ideas. It's not an unwinnable battle by any means. I think you can win any Pokemon battle if you really put the time into it. But this is definitely a very, very uphill matchup for me, guys. There's absolutely no doubt about that. He's got a tremendously offensive team paired with some really, really good bulk and just some great wall breakers. Like I said, I have 0 switch-ins to Specs Xploud. I have very few switch-ins to, actually 0 switch-ins to Pangoro. I expect him to bring one of those. I mean, I know Metagross is coming. I know there's a very good likelihood that Clefable or Salamence is coming, if not both of those. We're probably going to see either Tentacruel or Seismitoad, most likely one of the two there. Xploud, Pangoro are very likely he could actually bring both, and I think there's an option that he does try to bring Sticky Webs, trying to take advantage of the fact that I do only have one form of hazard removal, which is my Sand Slash. Definitely a bit of a struggle there, but you got to do what you got to do. I built the team as best as I could, so hopefully we can pick up a win, man. It's like I said, it's not unwinnable. I definitely think there's a chance we could win, but we're going to have to make some really spot-on plays, guys. We're going to have to definitely put in the work and make some things happen, but I think it's doable. So I'm excited, man. We're going to jump into this match. I hope you guys are excited for tomorrow for the matchup against Elliot. That's going to be it for me, guys. My name is Dan. I'll go by aDrive, and I'm going to catch you guys later. Peace.